Hi guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of inventory management, and today we'll be talking about what buffer inventory, lead order level, and lead time means, as well as how to interpret a simple inventory chart. Okay, let's look at that. Now, this is an inventory chart where we measure stocks for a company. Basically, looking at a few items here, as you can see, is measured by the units of how many, items and the time duration being ordered, right? There are a few lines here to look at: buffer inventory, reorder level, and maximum inventory level. Now, maximum inventory level depends on a business capacity to store inventory. So it depends on how big the storage space is. It also depends on how much money the business is willing to spend, and also looking at the forecast demand, and basically looking at those important things in deciding what would be the maximum level that they can keep stock at any one time. Now we also have the buffer inventory level. This is buffer meaning to say when you have buffer, you have backup. You have an extra set of things in case one of your items or one of your stuff doesn't work. You have another extra item to use, depending on whatever the item is. So in buffer inventory level means that at any one time, a business would always have this 10,000 units available at any one time. So just in case where the business is reordering stocks to arrive and they are anticipating delays, then the company will use their buffer stock, all right, for production or to be sold. Okay, now you also see lead time here. So how it works is that at 0 weeks you have 60,000 units, right, at maximum level, and as it goes down here, that's about 3 weeks in. It takes about 3 weeks for 60,000 units to reach 10,000 units, touching the buffer. So at the buffer point, this is where the business will reorder its stocks, right? So reordering would mean that waiting for the stock to arrive. This is the period in less like maybe half a week, right, for it to arrive, and it goes back up again. Okay, this looks very realistic, in anticipation that every half a week, every 3 weeks, the 60,000 units reaches buffer level and reordering takes place, and it depletes again 3 weeks time, and it takes half a week more for it to arrive and it goes up again. So it's very realistic point of view. But lead time is the time of wait from the time it is reaching the reorder level or to the buffering stage up to the time the stock arrives. I hope you can see my mouse hovering here. Yeah, okay, because I can't see it myself. Okay, so here it goes. So just to give you an overview of how a inventory chart looks like, let's look at some explanations here. So what is an inventory control chart? It's used to monitor a firm's inventory position, to record how much goods you have, inventory deliveries, buffer levels, and maximum inventory. So typically these are the 4 items that you would see in an inventory chart. Okay. A typical inventory control chart is needed by a business, especially if they are aggressively, producing and manufacturing and things like that. They'll need to know how much they have, how much they need to order, to ensure that there's continuous supply and there are no loss of sales. Okay, so buffer level is the stock held by the company for in case situations like I mentioned to you just now. And the maximum inventory level depends on how much space there is to accommodate the stocks. It also depends on the demand level and the budget of the company. All right. Then we have the reorder level and reorder quantity. For reorder quantity, it depends on the economic order quantity, which I'll show you in the next slide. But the reorder level is basically this, where they set and decide this is the level that it's important for us to reorder instead of waiting for it to touch at the buffer inventory level. The lead time is the time between ordering new stocks and the time it takes to arrive. So the longer the lead time, the higher number of stocks are ordered to anticipate delays. So this will increase opportunity costs. If suppliers become unreliable, then the lead time is also long, and that's where the buffer stocks may also be higher to anticipate, the reliable, portion from the suppliers and also things like that. Yeah. Now, the reorder level is a level of inventory that triggers a new order to be sent to suppliers. Okay, so once it reaches here, depending on the system that the companies use, suppliers will be triggered to say, hey, company A needs stock, right? So this is where the reorder level helps the company and the supplier to be on their toes, ensuring that supplies come in at the right time. So this will be influenced by lead time and the rate of usage of the inventories as well. So reorder level depends on how fast the stock goes down, and things like that. So as I shared with you just now in this very realistic stock chart, every 3 weeks it almost reaches maybe 2 weeks and a half thereabouts. It's almost reaching the buffer level where the reorder level is triggered, and that's where we anticipate the uh, um, arrival of stocks from suppliers. All right, the economic order quantity is basically the least quantity stock to reorder, taking into account delivery costs and stock holding costs. Let me share with you here. So this is how we derive the EOQ, or the optimal order to be made. Okay, let's see. Okay, order to be made. Yeah. So the inventory holding costs, EOQ is influenced by inventory holding costs and opportunity costs. So as you see here, this is the order size, right? At zero cost, all right, you have two intersections here. You have the inventory holding cost. At zero, you're not holding much cost, so the cost is rather low. But as you have more stocks being kept, right, your inventory holding costs will rise. The same goes with reorder costs, right? You only reorder when you don't have, yeah. So, but the reorder cost becomes high when the quantity requested is low. So just when we talk about, ordering for small quantities and all that, it becomes very costly. This is what it means. So the more you order, the reorder cost or the size of the order becomes bigger, the reorder cost becomes smaller. So the intersection here, or the total cost of inventory holding and reorder cost, gives us the economic order quantity, or basically the right order size at the right price, right? Where the order width is basically optimum, all right? Inventory holding costs will be higher when large orders are stored up, right? And opportunity costs will also be high because capital is tied up. So the danger of goods held in storage becoming obsolete and out of date will also influence the economic order cost. So because you think that the item is going to be obsolete and so forth, you may be keeping, maybe reordering more than you should, right? So EOQ basically is a method used to look at what is the optimum level to order, what is the right order size and at what price. Yeah. Now, optimum is shown here as well. The optimum or least cost quantity stock to reorder, taking into account delivery costs and stock holding costs. The higher the stock holding cost, then the higher the EOQ will be, right? Now, this is a typical inventory chart as I showed to you just now, right? Do you think you'll be able to interpret this inventory chart as how we shared with you earlier? So basically, the main components are all showed here. In what is in exams, you will require to know, these basic definitions. What is maximum inventory level? What influences maximum inventory level? What is reorder level? What is buffer inventory level, right? And what is lead time is also very crucial to know the lead time, all right, between the time where the order for the stocks are made and the time the stocks are arrived is basically the lead time, and the lead time will influence the delivery of new supplies, and that could also affect the creation of new products or finished goods to be sold. Okay, so on your own, you could perhaps just write in a paragraph or two explaining what this inventory chart looks like and what it tells you. All right. With that, we've ended the session for today. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next class. Have a nice day.